Welcome back, YouTube. Tutu UK. In the man cave. Not give it a name. We need a name. The shop. Welcome back to the shop. It looks like a shop. My wife said it looks like a shop. Maybe I'll call it the shop. Tutu UK live from the shop. There'll be a few shops this year. Next year, won't there? And I've got my own shop. Doncaster video. This is the Doncaster video. Still poor lighting, and I'm going to sneeze. Oh God! It's still. I'm at the other end. There are 4 spotlights, but see, you get little glimpses where it's all right. If I turn that off, I'll probably be okay. It's where that bleeds out the light. So yeah, we may need extra lights, but we're not here to talk about lighting. And if anyone's wondering, it is a Pac-Man t-shirt. It's not like a weird... Look, I've been known for my funky jumpers. I was going to put the jumpers on for Dana. Forgot about that. Next video, because there's plenty of stuff, guys. Honestly, but Doncaster, the mighty Donny Dome, Fob and myself were stalling out, along with loads of other people. Doncaster and Liam at Hidden Chest Gaming, Lewis at Cool Games, Craig's here again. I think he's just called Craig's here. No, he isn't called Craig's here. He's Craig something. I think his stall's got a name. I can't think of any other tubers were stalling out. But you know, the usual suspects were kicking about at Donny, and it wasn't as busy. Them that went, especially those that have been in previous years and have sort of been quite, you know, regular, if you like. Even the early bird, it was busy-ish, but not as busy. And then when the sort of riff-raff get let in at 12 o'clock, it just wasn't there. The writing was on the wall. Spoke to Daz, and I forget his YouTube name, and they've got something down here from him as well. I can't think what it is. I'll put it in the links down below. He doesn't make videos, but he should. He was an early bird, and he sort of said to me in previous years when he's turned up, he struggled to get parked. He goes, I could park dead easy. So yeah, it wasn't a good sign. It wasn't a good sign of things to come. It wasn't a bad event. It wasn't as good for myself as previous years. People like Doncaster and I think Lewis did really well. It's just the crapshoot. I took a lot more box systems, a lot more systems essentially, and yeah, they didn't sell as well. And that's just the nature of the beast, you know. In previous years, we've not had enough systems to sell. It's just how it is. But we did all right, you know. It was a great day. It was nice to sort of be back to some sort of semblance of normality, although that seems to be gone through the floor now. But at least I got one under a belt. And like I said, it was nice to see all the people. I'm not going to name drop people that were there. If you were there, you know who you were. And many thanks to everybody that came and said hello. Them that didn't, never mind. And I think there were people there that we didn't even see, which is odd. But yeah, it was just, maybe they didn't recognise me. Could be. Who's that slim, attractive young man on the end dial? Must have been Fob. But anyway. But I've got some stuff. We always get some stuff, and this event was no different, essentially. Not masses and masses. Could have gone quite mad. Easy enough to do at Donny. Excuse me. But equally, if you've got a bit of self-control, and also it's, you know, it's one of them where speaking to people like Al, Big Game Al. And I see how, if you're in a different position where you're collecting, you know, a lot of the stalls you can sort of breeze past, because he sort of said, there's nothing here for me to collect. I said, that's because you're not looking at the stuff now. You're not looking at Mega Drive, you're not looking at NES, you're not looking at GameCube. So as you're getting to where I'm sort of getting, where there's a lot of the bulk of the stuff you just don't look at because you don't need to. Whereas like years before, you know, it'd be like a kid in a sweet shop. So you kind of have to look further into the details of some of the stalls, and you know, stalls like Craig's, it's just a wonderment. You can't, there's too much to focus on. So yeah, I was quite selective in that respect. I got back some of these relatively early, one towards the end. And I got some great sort of gifts as well off people. Some challenges been issued. Yeah, I'll come to that probably towards the end. But we'll do some of the gifts. So where is it gone? It's over here. From Craig's here again. Apparently we spoke about this, and again it's probably been since the last Donny, so we're clocking on for nearly 2 years here. We had to scrounge. We had a bit of an emergency. We had a bit of a crisis with transport. Won't go into it too much, but yeah, we had to. Fob, the gent that he is, had to invoke Plan B. So we had slightly less room to take stuff. Stuff got left here. Some of his stuff, some of my stuff. It wouldn't have made a jot of difference, to be honest. It was just a space issue. But we had to commandeer some of Craig's banana boxes for usage on the stall, just to give us a bit more display space. But anyway, went over and seen Craig, and he went, just a man, I got this for you. And he's pulled this out, and I don't remember. He said, remember we spoke about it? Oh, I just didn't remember. He kind of says it's faulty, but it's not. And then when he described it, I kind of remember having a conversation then. But it's a hoary PS1 arcade stick. It is micro switch. He said the problem is a button stick. And then I do recall him mention it to me, because he sort of said about, you know, how I fixed some of the other joysticks. I have tested this. I have actually had it out and tested it, and he's quite right. The buttons do stick. Now, Craig, unfortunately, I don't think this is fixable in that respect, because having taken it apart, there's a metal base. I mean, there's quite a weight to it. It's like a die-cast case, but on the bottom, these buttons hold the PCB in. So you can't remove the PCB to get access to the buttons, because they're kind of soldered in. And I think what it is, as you're pressing the buttons, it's pushing that PCB down, and it kind of like, it bows and flexes. You can feel it. There's no screws holding it in. It's literally just these that have been soldered in to the bottom. Bad design, poor design. Never seen that before. So as you're pressing the buttons, the PCB's flexing, and then those buttons kind of get trapped between the casing and the button. But it looks nice. It looks nice. So thanks, Craig. But yeah, I tried with Street Fighter. Completely unusable. Completely unusable with the buttons. The joystick's not too bad, although that kind of like sticks to the right a little bit as well. You can hear it creaking. I just think it's a badly designed joystick. It looks nice, but yeah, it's definitely not a player's stick. Not that I'd know. But what it did give me is a bag, a little bag, because I found these for you. Excuse the rustling. So we've got a load more dust sleeves, and the eagle-eyed amongst you can probably see a row there. So these will come in useful, always useful, the old dust sleeves. And not only that, he's given me a load of cases for like Game Gear and some Game Boy ones. You know, there's half a dozen each of them. So again, hugely useful. I need to get back on the old Game Gear, to be honest. It's kind of dropped off the radar. Attentions have been elsewhere. But yeah, great to see Craig and the stall. I've got some outs of Craig, but they were the gifts. They were the gifts off Craig. Got two things that I purchased off Craig. And what else was there? Oh, it was a trade. I suppose it's a trade of sorts. Liam, Dana's mate Liam, when I was going through and sorting all the stuff out, you know, weeks ago, finding stuff I didn't realise I had, duplicates of stuff, I think I mentioned before, duplicates of stuff, stuff that I'd nearly bought again because I didn't realise I had it. So there's a couple of bits that he was after. I sort of said, you know, they're yours, mate. He picked fob to one thing. And then we had a bit of a communication breakdown, because I asked what he'd bought, and he mentioned he'd got three of something, official ones, boxed. So I went over there and sort of said, right, where are these boxed da-da-das then? Let me buy one off you. And he sort of said, I ain't got any then, what you on about? So I had to go through the whole messages to prove him wrong. But the long and short of it all was, he had one game that I was interested in, so the stuff I've given him, he basically, great kindness, sort of said, look, just take it, Stu, you know, and that's what it's like, you know, that's what you want. Not sure what it plays like. Is it an American? I can't read what that's, my eyesight's terrible, you know. But it's Popeye 2 on the Game Boy. I think, I can't see any markings, I think it might be Japanese. This says DMG PGJ, but that's got a stamp on it. You can see that. See it? So I don't know. I've not really looked at it. To be honest, this is the first time I've got most of this out. Still pissing about the room. There used to be a big massive screen, which you've seen in the last video, which was down there on top of this unit. That's gone. I've got rid of that because it's too overpowering for the room. I'm not really probably going to use it. I've got the B&O. I've got the, look, I thought because it's Christmas we'll put Home Alone on. Everyone's on this Master System kick. It's lovely to see, must admit. 8-Bit Boy. Wow, what a pickup video. Those are into the Master System. Those that you know a little bit about some of the titles, and it's quite weird to watch where the Master System sits now compared to when I was collecting for it. Because some of the games he was talking about, like he was sort of saying Grails, and I'm expecting a certain game to come out, and it's not, it's another one. Yeah, Home Alone was one of them. So yeah, like mine's complete anyway. But what I found with Home Alone was a lot of them were manual-less. But yeah, it's nice to see people pick up the old Master System again. And it is really weird how the market shifted in terms of what's classed as like the grail items and the hard to get ones now. Kind of like flipped on its head a little bit. Not massively, but enough. And I think it's basically because people are just keeping hold of the games perhaps. And I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, but the room. So, got the fucking B&O. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a fucking nightmare. I'm not going to go too much detail, but for the last 2 or 3 nights I've been pissing about with this fucking thing to get the picture centered. And I didn't realise, once you centre the picture for each console, the geometry shifts. It's not like a Trinitron where it can auto-adjust and it fucks it all up. So you get it right for, say, like the PC Engine, and then you plug some out in, and it's all fucking shifted again. And it's a thing. It's a thing. A lot of people that have these, I think they use them for like 1 or 2 systems, and then they don't put anything, don't run anything that's through them, or they have another one. Which is what a lot of people have 2 of them, and they set them up and they run different systems off different ones. I can't even put the AS for it. The picture just rolls. So I want to get Trinitron back. I've fucking had enough. I have got a little LCD smaller one, so I am going to probably go down the OSSC route at some point as well. So yeah, you know, it's smaller little things. You've got to just try and curate the room piece by piece. It's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. The shop was not complete in a day. I'm not sure if I'm going to call it the shop, but that's what the wife keeps calling it. It may stick, it may not. But yeah, it does look like a shop. You can sort of start to see a little bit. There you go, everyone's moaning. Look, there you go. Look, 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 look. It keeps going. Look. So yeah, there you go. Look, those that are moaning said, and I did promise a sneak peek, and I didn't do it. So there's your sneak peek. And it's like that all every 4 walls. But yeah, it looks like a shop. And I've run out, technically kind of run out of space already. So I'm having to think about how to display stuff. Might be a bit controversial, might upset a few people. Some people might sort of say, looks great, or do what you want, it's your shit, which is what I would normally say, as long as you're happy. But it might just eke out the space a little bit more for me. Slightly future-proof it, not by much. But we'll see. So anyway, any roads up? What else did we manage to snag from Doncaster? I'll do the challenge. So Eddie, Roller Core. Good to see Eddie as always. It was there with Dylan, Hyper Sealed X. I didn't see much of Dylan after that, to be honest. I didn't see much of Eddie. I think a lot of them did the rounds and then they went up to the bar and just sat there getting drunk. And I've never been to the bar at Doncaster, funnily enough. And I never will at this rate, as things going. But yeah, you know. But he handed me this, and again it was somewhat, got about a year ago, year and a half, Eddie, I don't know what it was. An Issuemis challenge to try. I think this is from Car Booty Man, if I'm not mistaken. And the Car Booty Man was going to throw it away or do something. Eddie said, look, I'll give it to this guy, he likes pissing about with old cardboard. And it's a real ratty box, Empire Strikes Back. So we'll see, I'll have to do a video on it. And then he said, you can give it away as a competition. No one's going to want anything from fucking me. But it would be a good one to sort of show what you, maybe what you can or you can't achieve. The only problem is that I don't laugh. During the building work, our iron sort of got smashed a little bit, so we've got no fucking iron. And the fact of the matter is, I don't wear shirts. I don't, you know, a lot of the stuff I wear doesn't need ironing. I've got no clothes that fit me properly. People like Donny can attest to that. Everything's about 2 sizes too big. I look like fucking, I don't know. It's just, I look like MC Hammer. So I've got to get an iron. I might just buy myself like a real cheap, like, I don't know, I was going to say an Audi one, but you know what I mean, like a real cheap one. Yeah, because obviously it's going to need a serious iron. But there is no iron at the minute. So all box fettling. The fettling of the boxes is on hold. But yeah, this is it's fucking. I mean, I think the tray's shot, isn't it? Let's be honest, that's completely shot. But we see what we can do. I mean, crikey. Might do a video on its own, just to sort of see if we can save the box. Save the cheerleader. Bonus points for anyone who can name the show. Okay. So, there's not masses from Donny, but there are, you know, some nice bits. So from Craig's here again, 2 separate visits to Craig. And I can't remember why I went back the second time. The first time was when he was like, setting up and all the like needing to set up, and we were just chewing the fat. And I was having a flick through his PS1 titles. But I noticed this one, I was like, I've been after this. And I have been after it. He thought I was joking. Because the reason why this came up on my radar, again, can't remember how long it's been now, over a year since I did the double dual case box set. The first on YouTube, maybe, of the PS1. And this was a maybe. I think Eddie supplied the list. It was a maybe, but it just put me onto it. Essentially, the first one never came out in the Power Rangers. This is the second one. I don't know a great deal about it other than that, but like I say, it's been on my radar to look for. It's quite a tricky one to hunt down, and it is Motortoon Grand Prix Zai number 2. Take out of this. I don't remember Craig having this before, but he may have done. I can't even get it out. God, what have you done? Welded it in? Rip it off. Oh, he stuck the bloody label on the box. You bastard. Yeah, as you can guess, it's a driving game. I'm not sure if it's kart or if it's it's got motorbikes in it. So yeah, it's kind of like a Mario-esque type kart racer, I'm assuming. Motortoon Grand Prix 2. So like I said, the first one only came out in Japan. I've got a feeling it's based on an anime, because I've seen that character somewhere before and I can't think where. No, it doesn't say. What else was I going to mention about this? Oh, the number. Yeah, so it's number 245. and you can always tell for the newer ones because they don't have a border. There's no banding, and again, probably a reason why it's slightly less. It's not rare or anything like that, but it's tricky to get, and it's, you know, I mean, that price is fucking outstanding. And I can't get the stickers just ripping off. Fucking hell, Craig. That's another job. They're giving me work here. So that was, I picked that up early doors from him. I went back over for something else. Oh, I know what I went back over for. Someone else did a deal with him. And it was getting a bit, because it quietened down at Donny. Normally it's after lunchtime. But it really sort of hit the skids about 2 o'clock for 2 hours. But weirdly enough, I think because it was generally slow after 11, about half 11, 12, you didn't really notice as much, whereas in the past, because it's been, you know, 3 deep at stalls and stuff, when it dies down, it's really noticeable. But I think it was just more of that plodding along. But you know, it is what it is. But anyway, so someone was buying some outs from his stall, and I got commandeered over, and we were looking through these, and I don't think he had these out before the first time, and I seen this one, and I was like, what's that one? I've never heard that before. Looked at the back, and I was like, I'm interested in that. So again, we did a deal on it, and it's Red Alert on the mighty PC Engine. It's a CD-ROM, so very Rambo-esque, and it looks like Ken for Fist and North Star, but it's very akin to Ikari Warriors, top-down shooter type affair. But it's on the CD-ROM, or CD-ROM 2. But yeah, great stuff from Craig. That's what the case. He had a damaged case. I mean, you can't get the sellers nowadays. But no, really appreciate those things, Craig. Honestly, awesome. Like I said, just a shame about that bloody hoary stick, but it's a nice display piece, but yeah, completely unusable. Now the rest have all been purchased from different sellers, and I think the same things happen this year as happens every year. You get the same people pissing and moaning. It's eBay prices, eBay and more, overpriced, this, that. I think people have lost the fucking art of haggling. I mean, when people are buying stuff from me, if it's 12 quid, and they pulled out a 10 and they started fucking around looking for it, I just go, look, that'll do. I was doing the haggling on behalf of them. So anybody that says to you there was no deals to be had, or this, that, and the other, they're fucking lying. They're lying, or they don't know what they're doing. It's one or t'other. So a couple of case in points here. This was a stall behind us. Bad FX Games, and again, some of the stuff was probably eBay-ish. This was probably at half price, in not great condition, in okay condition. I think the case makes it look worse. And I was there with, I was looking at that store with Rob, and he happened to have his phone out. He was looking at something else. I said, just check the price of this game, and he just sort of did a rough search, because you don't want to be too, or especially early doors, because there's no one else around. And I managed to get this for 20 quid. They had a Snes game that I wanted, and I was being really cheeky and tried to get that for a tenner. Like, so it was basically like a £5 off, and she weren't having a jar of it. But I said, oh, you do this one for 20? She said, yeah. So I'll show you the game and I'll show you the price, because so for 20 quid I've got me Robotron X on the PlayStation 1. I know nothing about it other than it's Robotron, so I'm assuming it's had the 3D treatment. It might be absolutely gash. But A, it's Robotron, and B, because it's Robotron, it's a twin stick shoot, I thought the 2 analog sticks got to be a fucking winner in it. You're not going to be able to see anything there, but yeah, I don't know if it's like a third person, like over the shoulder view, and that's 539 again. No banding, so relatively early. But the case, you know, it needs a new case. It's pretty much grubbed up, and it makes it look a bit tatty, as Lewis would say. And I did point out to her that the old man of the wild's got a bit of what looks like Game Station scrawling, but it doesn't bother me. But it probably helped in knocking getting it down to 20 quid. But 20 quid for that complete is a great price, really is. And you know what? I can say this hand on heart, it will get played. Like in the last 10 years. Oh, I won't know because I'll never play it. I will play it. I've played a lot of the PC Engine games. I said this to Craig's here again. And just to show you there, look, it was Bad FX. They had some nice stuff there. They had a lot of, I think, new merch. I think that's probably the best way to say it. But they had a lot of like retro stuff, and you just got to look for the bargains. And like I say, haggle. People just don't know how to haggle anymore. They don't know how to ask or just to imply, you know. And I expect people to do it to me. You know, the difference with me and like fob and stuff, it's not our livelihood. We're just, a lot of the stuff that I took was literally duplicate stuff that had been under the stairs and in the garage that A, I'd forgotten about, and B, I'd already upgraded, especially some of the box consoles, which is why they were taken. So anybody that bought from me, many thanks. And secondly, there's no refunds. If it don't fucking work, then that's it. Sold as seen. But no, I did test all the consoles, so I did know that they all worked. But yeah, bargains, man. There's not like mega bargains, not car boot prices. But good prices. It's the game. Yeah, because this is where we just go full Nintendo cardboard now. So the other game that they had was this one, funnily enough, that I managed to get from another guy, Chris from Press Start Gaming, who normally doesn't even give you 50p off, doesn't even give you a chew it when you buy a game off. I'm not sure if he didn't do too well either, but I mean, I didn't even ask him for any money off. He just said, "What you got there, Stu?" And I said that. He goes, "Just give us a tenner," which is what I was going to pay for at their stall. And I think his copy is in well, my copy now is in better condition. But this is one game again. When I've managed to get all the Snes games and the N64 and the NES lined up, there's just glaring omissions, and I'm like, God, how have I not got that? I think like I said, it's like the Mandela effect. I've convinced myself that I've got it, and I haven't. This one again, it really isn't an expensive game. £10 probably its value realistically, but it's one that I had as a kid, and then I've got the follow up, and it's International Superstar Soccer. So obviously the second one's deluxe, but I just didn't have it, and I'm convinced myself I've got deluxe, so I must have, but I didn't. This is a great game, man. Honestly, it just defined. This is what started off Pro Evo. Like I say, Chris said 15 on it, and he did hit me for 10, and I was just like, yeah, straight away. Not even looked inside it, but yeah, it might need a bit of a clean, but honestly, the manual's in the wrong way around, but it's in great condition. Needs the old Pritt stick. People, I've watched loads of videos, right? I'm not going to name any names, but you know who you are. People are just so reluctant, and I'm not saying you should go around sticking everything down and plastering everything down, but what do you think these labels are stuck down with, guys? It's not some special industrial glue. It's PVA. It's Pritt stick. So any label peel that comes up off a cartridge or a disc or whatever, just stick it back down with a bit of fucking Pritt stick. Don't go mad. You only need a little bit. But yeah, it just amazes me. I'm watching and people going, "Oh yeah, I'm not sure about this," and I'm like, A, get some label remover. The amount of people that just won't remove labels, and B, just fucking glue it down. But I suppose it's their money. You know, they do what they want with it. But just amazed me. But yeah, happy to get that. Like I say, it was a great price from Chris. He didn't have to do that. I didn't even ask. But that was what I was looking at roughly, and it just happened to have it there. So chuff sick. And the other one, again, glaring omission, and I think I know why this was a glaring omission, because I've got the Super Famicom version, but because it's an early release, I just convinced myself I've got it, and I hadn't. And yeah, it's not a cheap, even for one that's probably sold. I think it come out the Classics label that sold fucking millions of copies, no doubt. It's F-Zero. Now I got this from Craig's mate Roy, who was doing a stall for I want to say something called Predator Games. I think it was Predator Games. It doesn't say on there. But I think it was his first event, and he completely undersold himself. He only had one table and he had way too much stuff. So I was having a laugh with him there. Is it sealed at one end? Yeah, so some Mong. I haven't even looked at this because they said, oh, it was I have to open it from the fucking locking end. But yeah, old and great condition. It's got literally everything. Bagged up. Bagged. All the gubbins. Mailaways, precautions, the whole shebang. The only problem is it's fucking open from the other end. And we need some Pritt stick on the tray. Which we'll do. We'll do that. The only thing letting this down is one end is just slightly sun faded, but squared away lovely. And again, I just sort of said to Roy, I said, what's the best you can do on that? They had 30 on it. He goes, 25. Done. You ain't going to get this for 25 quid online, I'll tell you that much. Not in this condition. I've looked. So again, I was quite happy with that. You know, some people might be expected to pay £5 or you're not. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Not for Sundays. Maybe it's expectations. Maybe people's expectations are too high in terms of like what they're gonna find now. You know, it's not a car boot sale. The things ain't gonna be. You know, I mean, you might find the odd bargain. And there are stuff for £1, and I had stuff for £1.50 and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, stuff like that ain't going to be pennies and pounds. It's going to be, you're going to have to pay up. And then from a stall that I remember seeing at Leeds, and I bought some games from him at Leeds, and I did say that to him. He goes, yes, I remember, because you came. I said to him, you came late. He said, yeah, I remember you bought some games from me. I said, yes. And he said he made the fatal mistake, because he said, and I haven't repriced any of these since then. And again, that's probably looking at about 2 years. And I went through and I picked a few of his Snes games up. And again, he gave me a deal. I think it was 59 quid, and I think he said 55. So again, I said, what's the best you can do on these for? Turned out one of the ones I picked up I'd already had, but the price he had it at was like half the price it's going for now. And that was Bayou Billy on the NES, and it's box complete. So I found a new home for that. But what I paid for it, it was like fucking no-brainer. So these three cost me essentially 40 quid. I think it was, something like that. If we work it back, maybe less than 35 odd or whatever. Got to put that one in. There's one of them I've got complete. The other one I need one upgrade on it. This one is complete, and that's Bomberman, or Super Bomberman. Weirdly enough, I bought Super Bomberman 2 from him at Leeds, thinking that I had Super Bomberman, but again I had the Super Famicom version, not the PAL version. Again, this is complete, in quite nice condition. You know, bit of a honest wear on the box. I've done nothing with any of these boxes. I haven't put these are the 2 in box protectors. So Super Bomberman, again, nice one to have. This one, box in great condition. The manual is there, but the front's come away. It's been tried to be stuck down, so I need a manual for Lemmings. Anyone's got a manual for Lemmings? Let me know. I'll show you. Because I looked in it and thought, oh, it's complete. And it is technically complete. But the manual is, I've seen better days. Right? So yeah. It's a bit foobarred, to say the least. But I can hunt the manual down. I think this is about 15 quid in CEX, 17 quid posted, and I think he had like 12 quid on it. And then the last one, again, I think this was 15 quid. I've managed to source a manual from eBay for a £5. So this has cost me 20 quid for a box complete copy of this. And and I'm sure CX is something ridiculous like 45 or something, 35, 45, between that price. And it's Tetris Attack. The box isn't great. I've got and seen worse. I think the worst of it here is, where is it? Oh, it's in this corner. So we'll reinforce that, give that a bit of strength. I tell you, you won't see it anyway. And like I say, from off of eBay for £5, we got the manual. So some more Nintendo cardboard for shelves that I haven't got space for. But it's a great day, and great to see everybody there. I've got more stuff here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a couple of bits, because these have been sat here for I don't even know. And we'll just stick with the Snes theme for the time being, and then we'll we'll do this little part and then call it a night, because I can actually film if I get some proper lighting. I don't have to film in the day anymore, and it's not the day, it's like 9 o'clock at night. Unheard of for me to make a video this late. But off of Snes Steve was there helping Craig on his stall. Bless him, came up from down south. Craig had already set up, already done everything. Steve Waltz is in, fucking not a care in the world. Poor Craig, fucking sweating bullets he was. I mean, fair play to Steve. I mean, God knows what time you got home at, mate. It must have been, what, fucking best part of like 10 o'clock, I bet, if not later. Anyway, off of Snes Steve, I can't remember where this was from. I can't remember if he showed it on a group or I can't remember. But he did me a whacking great price. I think he said he got this in with a bundle of Amiga stuff, and he weren't interested. It's Disney's Jungle Book. I've not even put it in the box protector. It's been sat there that long. But this isn't great, Nick. So well happy with this. Thanks, Steve. Don't forget anybody who's done me a deal. It's just taken me this long to get round to it. Bag it up. I think I might have done some of this, because I think this is I stuck the cart rattling around. I think I stuck that back down again. But that's a lovely example. I don't think Jungle Book is quite up there in the pantheon of great Disney games. I'm sure a lot of people. Was this one of the last ones that they did? And I don't think it lived up to the previous games. From Jim Corbana, again, seen Jim all but very briefly at Doncaster. He was there, said hello, give him some that I hope that he needed, and then I didn't see him again. And I think someone else, I think Al said that as well. He was like seen him for a bit and then he just disappeared, never to be seen again. But Jim showed this on one of his videos, God knows when it was, ages and ages ago, and he very kindly had a duplicate of this. He said the disc's really scratched up. He said, mate, it ain't going to get played. And it's not a game, but it is part of the game, but it's not the game. And what it is, from my double jewel case set, this comes like a freebie, and it's Mickey Unwrapped. So this goes with, I think it's Mickey's Wild Adventure. I think it is the double case. I think it is Mickey's Wild Adventure. So this actually goes in the back. Yeah, the disc's scratched, fucking buggery, but it's just the music. It's just songs. Ice Mickey, like obviously piss take of the pop tunes from back in the day, but it just kind of like completes that little set. That's a bugger to get hold of. It really is a bugger to get hold of. So that's from Jim Corbana. Links down below to all the channels that I mentioned. Go and check Jim out. He's going for a full PlayStation 1 collection. It must be off his fucking rocker. Along with a multitude of other systems as well. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's just change Home Alone over. Right, back. Asterix The Great Rescue. Something different. Home Alone was going through me. So I've got another gift. I think it was a gift, or was it a part trade? I don't know now. Mentioned earlier, it's Daz. I think he said he got these from the car boot, like a box full of them. And did I want one? It's not really a system. I have got some along here, very small selection. This will join that elite small selection, and it's sealed. Sealed. But we're never gonna survive unless. Been a while since we said that, and it's Final Fantasy IV on the Game Boy Advanced, or the Game Boy Advanced, as people call it. I don't know where they get the extra D from, but yeah, it's based on the Japanese version, as you can see from the artwork. So we never got 4 in the West. It ended up being sort of 6, which was number 3. I think 4 might have come out on the PlayStation as well in the compilations, but yeah, it was very much a Japanese only release. So for Daz, and I forget what his bloody YouTube name is, it might just be Daz something, I don't think it is, I can't think what it's bloody called. It'll be linked down below anyway. And I can't remember what I sent him or didn't, I can't remember now. But he, like I say, very kindly sent me this my way, again, fucking ages ago. I hadn't forgotten. It was good to see him at Donny, all very briefly. He was, like I said, he was the one that sort of said, look, I don't think it's going to be that busy, and he was right. He was right, but hey ho, it is what it is. Actually, a couple more gifts. More. It's been that long. These are off my good mate Fob. I bet he's forgot to give me these. It's some old paper. You know I love my old paper. I've sorted my old paper out. I've got all my old paper together. Put it in a fucking incinerator. No, I haven't. I've got it all together. Put it into boxes. It hasn't quite. You know when you have a vision of what someone's going to look like, and it ends up looking fuck all like it. That's what's happened with him. Magazines. I had these grand visions of what it's going to look like, all neat and tidy, and it's not looked like that at all. And there's more than I thought I had. So the main sort of real cut and thrust now for me is just the CVGs, computer video games. And I thought, again, I don't know why, because I've been out of sight, out of mind for so long. I thought I'd got up until like 2001, something like that. I hadn't. I've got stuff from 2006. But not only that, I've got them still with their like the original bags and the free gifts, like the hint books, all still in there. I'll show you at one point. They're probably in the old video, but I just forgot. Just literally forgot. I didn't realise sort of for how long I'd been buying it. Getting old. Early onset Alzheimer's. But anyway, from my good mate Fob, I haven't put these into the collection, but from what I could see from when I was sorting the ones out that I have got, some of these are in definitely better condition, so they'll be upgraded. And I say I'm not going to go spend too long on these because I know some people don't. A, they don't even watch all my videos, and B, they're definitely not going to watch me flicking through an old magazine. It says August number 93. I think these might be 94. 93, 94. Got a wonderful New Zealand story on the back. We have got October number 95. It's not 1995. I think it's earlier than that. With Batman on the front and Cabal on the back. Oh, great arcade game, Cabal. We have Power Drift on the front of this one, which is November number 96. Again, all the same year. And the Untouchables again on the back. I don't recall ever playing Untouchables. I know it's an Ocean title. I know Mr. Bads and a few other people rave about that. We have got number 97 December, so getting towards the end of that year. On the free hologram. Got Ghostbusters 2 at the front. Oh, it's got a mega book in it. Still got that in there. And that's the mega book at the back, I think. You can see the back of that one. And then SCI, I think this is SCI at the front. No, it's just Chase HQ. This is January 98, so I think the following year. such great artwork, and with Turbo Outrun on the back. So they are off my good mate Fob. I can't remember, he got a bundle of something, and there were a load of magazines that he didn't know what to do with, didn't know what they are. He's not a magazine guy, and I said, look, I'd love the CVGs, if you wouldn't mind, and he's very kindly just handed them over. So I really appreciate that, Rob, as always, mate, as always. But they've gone to a good home, you know. Anything that comes in here, especially stuff that I actually sort of want, you know, unless people start sending me 360 tat, that's a whole new fucking ball game. But anything that I actually sort of want and I collect for is going to stay. So while we're on old paper, one that was in that pile, and it's come from eBay, this completes the year. This is one I was missing from a whole year. I won this on a bid. This is one of them weird ones where, you know, when someone's got it, like bid or best offer, and I think I offered them like a £5, which was quite low. It was quite low, and they declined it, and then I ended up winning the actual auction for less than the £5. So I got it for less than I was offering them. I'm guessing people just hold out for as much money as possible. This is January 1983. It's a whole 10 years before. Curse of the Aztec tomb on the front. Obviously, you know, God, years before. I was like fucking 6 years old when this came out. It's a long time before me, but it always amazes me sometimes that some of these magazines, how good condition they are, given their age. And you get some I've got, but again, you see, the ones I've got, I read them to literally fucking cover to cover multiple times. They're just ragged. But yeah, this is in fantastic condition. So that completes. I've got a few years complete now, funnily enough. Especially some of the early ones and some of the 90s. But then weirdly enough, I was saying to Mark Jarrett from Sega Mags, I've got, I think it's 96, and I've only got 2 issues from 96. I'm like, what happened in 96? What was I doing in 96? Why wasn't I buying CVG? And they were some of the better mags as well from that year, from the styling. You know, CVG changed over the years, not always for the better, but that was one of the better years, and I've only got 2. I don't know. I have no idea why. I've got some things to complete, and I've got 1 box, and I think this is from somebody, so I'm going to open it now. It might not be. It might be something else. So I'm going to take a flyer and assume it is from said person, and we'll open it live. Let me just cut that off in case I make a boo-boo. So I was watching John Retro Kit. Great watch, great channel. He picks up collects for, not 360 because he's got a full set. Each to their own, each to their own. You know, one day it'll be worth millions. One day, Rodders. But he's on a massive Game Boy kick. Love watching the Game Boy games get picked up. Picks up the Jag. You know, different, all systems. Like a lot of people that I watch, there's always something interesting to see, and I really like that. And John's a nice guy to chill out to and watch as well. And he likes to spend money. He likes to spend money. I think for the last 2 or 3 videos, he said this is the last video before Christmas because the kids won't have any presents, and they still keep buying. Anyway, in one of his videos, he picked up a certain item, and actually I've got it here. He picked up this, and he said no one's going to know what this is, what one of these are. And I knew straight away because I've obviously got one down here. Anyway, whoever gets it right, whoever's the first to get it right, I'll send them a box of stuff. So I've got it right, and I said, look, as long as it's not 360 tat, here's my... Anyway, long and short of it all was, we started chatting backwards forwards on WhatsApp, and he was coming to Donny. So I put some bits aside for him, and I think this is from him, because then this was posted on the Saturday, so he couldn't make it. I did message him, but he hasn't got back, so I hope everything's alright, John, because I've still got the games for you that you asked for. So yeah, I'm hoping that's what this is. So we'll open it live and fingers crossed. It is what I think it is. Yeah, because he's suffered with the old Rona a bit. Oh no, it's not. It's not. It's not from John. Well, I'm hoping John's okay because he hasn't replied to me either. So I'm hoping everything is okay. Right, I know what this is now. This is from Craig. Goodwin's Place. This. I know he said he's really poor on posting, and I fucking forgot about this. I just watched his video with about 10,000 ads in it, and jokingly sort of said it was a great watch for like a 10-minute video. It's about fucking 10,000 ads, but that's YouTube for you. If you leave the default settings on, they flood it with ads. But he put these on one of the swap shops. Fucking, I don't know how long ago it was. Ages ago. There was a note. Right, it says, hi Stu, hope these get to you safely. Never know with the post this time of year. Hope to catch you sometime in 2022. Craig. Well, they've got here, mate. Oh, the wife will like these, because these, I've just got these for the wife, to be honest. Oh, he didn't do that. Never mind. He did say he was going to include something, but he hasn't. Oh, he has. He has. He stuck it to the front. Oh, excellent. Excellent. He didn't forget. Oh, and I've got one of them. So he's been a bit clever with his packaging. So, he showed these, and these aren't for me. These are for the wife. For them that might know, she's... Not many people know, actually. I know Marcus knows, Dainster and Fob know. But she's a massive Shark fan. And a massive Jaws fan, more to the point. So, Craig had these on... Again, one of the swap shops. The VHS tapes, it's Jaws 1, 2 and 3. All look like the original kind of, not the ex-rentals, but I think there might be the early sell-throughs. So I may have, because I noticed that one there's got a nick corner. So I'll clean these up for her and I'll swap that one over. I think I've got a couple of VHS tapes in there. But what he did say to me, he was going to send me through this, is for the Dreamcast, for the battery. And that's what I was looking in the box, but he'd been very clever. And he's actually given me a sticker there. This is is this one of the posh ones? Yeah, look, this is one of his posh, uber reflective ones. I'll have to find somewhere to put that. But yeah, I've got the little battery as well, so I'll take that off. So it just allows you to use a cell battery. C23022, whatever you call it. I've got a little resistor pack there as well, so I'll just I'll keep that taped up. I'll stick that on the side there. So massive thanks, Craig. I actually did think he forgot, and I just thought, oh, I know he's a busy man, and I'm sure he said he's terrible at posting stuff out. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. It's probably been about 6 months. But they got here, and she'll be happy. She'll be happy. I'll show them in the morning. So lastly, I'm just gonna quickly, I don't do anything quickly. Blitz through some more Nintendo cardboard. I've had these sat on the side for so long. I need to get them pieced together and put away. Quite an expensive game to get complete. I didn't have it complete. I think I bought it from the car boot again years ago for peanuts. I remember people asking to buy it off me. Ain't gonna happen. It's Biker Mice from Mars. It was missing the manual. I bought the manual again. Fucking, I don't know how long ago. This wasn't cheap. This manual was about 50 quid. But that complete is probably about 150, maybe more now. Maybe close to 200 quid. I don't know. Other games that I had that you may or may not recall, you may or may not care about, but I do, because that's the kind of weirdo I am. Again, I'm not going to dwell too long on these. I had a nice box, although be it not very good, player manager Kevin Keegan. Managed to get the manual for that, so I can complete that. One that I got, I think this is the last of these ones that I got, which are just a job lot of empty Snes boxes, and I piece this all together. and that's the manual for Major Title. That's actually not a bad golf game. It's anyone in the States might know it as Skins, IRIM Skins. So IRIM, you know, IRIM, decent company, you know, no slouches. Probably not a very good one, but again, the box that I had from the N64 lot that I got off of eBay didn't have the manual, so I managed to hunt down a manual for Mickey Owen's World League Soccer. It was called American woman football player or soccer player in the States. I can't think what it was now. She was one of the famous ones before, you know, when soccer first took off in like World Cup '94, whenever it was. Can't think what her name is now. And then the other one that's took me a while to piece together. Oh god, this is the amount of times I bought this off CX. I think I alluded to it in one of the videos last year, and they kept sending through the wrong one. But I have managed to finally piece together the empty box that I got from Rich at I can't think what his shop's called now. I've gone blank. Rich Tewksbury's shop. But I've got Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2, and the matching card, which is the gold one. The amount of times I bought this and they sent me through Street Fighter 2, I had to complain twice to CEX saying, look, can you not just put a fucking picture on it? It's because it's Super Street Fighter, they think because it's on a Super Nintendo, it's because obviously it's just like, no, it's not the same one, it's just called Street Fighter 2. But we got there in the end, so I can piece all them together now. You know, the manual's not perfect. I haven't done anything with this, he hasn't even ironed it, as you can see. But I think it does match overall. I said this before, you know, you wouldn't want everything like super neat and then the box a bit tatty because it won't fit. You know, the patina's got to match. I think that's, you know, I'm happy with that. Again, a box copy of that, maybe 60 quid, maybe 50 quid. And I've probably paid less than 40 quid, maybe less than that. I think it's 20 quid for that, 10 for that, 30, 35 quid maybe. And I've had fun trying to find them, because I've got fuck all else better to do, let's be honest. That's it, guys. That is it. Again, like I say, Doncaster for me was I think it was a success, albeit because it was on. And it's nice to try and get some normality back. Take it easy, YouTube. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.